And I have no doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubt. And I have my doubt that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubt. But they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. So roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progressive man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubt. And I have my doubt that we'll make it back out. And I have my doubt. So I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubt. And I have my doubt that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. The things I think, well, I lie awake and contemplate tonight. Wearing me out.
1 Corinthians 11. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoureth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoureth her head. But that is even all one, as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, forasmuch as he is the image and glory of God. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. But all things of God. Judging yourselves, is it comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered? Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. Now, in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that ye come together not for the better, but for the worse. For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you, and I partly believe it. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When ye come together therefore into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's supper. For in eating every one taketh before other his own supper, and one is hungry and another is drunken. What? Have ye not houses to eat and to drink in? Or despise ye the church of God, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. For I have received of the Lord that which also I delivered unto you. That the Lord Jesus, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread, and when he had given thanks, he brake it, and said, Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took the cup when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye, as oft as ye drink it, in remembrance of me. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Wherefore, my brethren, when ye come together to eat, tarry one for another. And if any man hunger, let him eat at home, that ye come not together unto condemnation. And the rest will I set in order when I come.
Good evening. It is December 28, 2015. Welcome to the Watchman News. I am your host, Mike Callahan. I'm sitting here next to Jennifer White.
What's up?
Michael Connolly had to step away for a moment. So if you can hear me, Mike, as soon as you get back, message me because I won't be able to hear you. Just message me on Skype or Facebook. So anyway, wow. Lots has happened since we last did a show. And I'd like to dive into it a little bit. I'd like to show some features for the new website that we started. It was kind of a last-minute decision, and we went ahead and got it started. And let me bring it up here. You can go ahead and register. It is functional. I have a lot of stuff on the back end that I've been putting together. And of course, until I have it looking right and functioning right, I don't want to assign menus to it until I have it working right. So it looks a little bland right now. It looks like there's not a whole lot of stuff there. There really is on the back end. I just have to assign the menus and get everything all set up. But I'll give you a little taste. One thing I didn't do before I got here today was change out the big banner that you see in front of you. Give me a second. I'm opening it up in another screen so that I can actually log into the back end. And I will show you what's going to happen every day when we do a show. You're probably all thinking, yeah, right, every day? You're never here every day. Well, we're going to get that way. If my voice sounds a little better, it's because me and Jen did get headsets in, and so we should have a little better audio than before. You sound better. Oh, Jen's got her microphone muted. She's munching dinner.
Well, excuse me. I just got home from work less than an hour ago.
So anyway, what I'm going to do is on the back end here, I am going to make a quick little change and show you what happens. It won't take me but a second. And that change, that change has been made. And so what's going to happen is now when I refresh the page, the show is going to come up right here. Try and mute the audio, but as you can tell, the show comes up right here where that banner was. So you don't have to actually go to YouTube to see the show. You can just come right here. Either way, one of the other things that I really wanted to show people, because I just kind of wanted to make it a member thing, so to speak. Let me go ahead and pause this. Right up here, this menu here will not show unless you are logged in, registered and logged in. Most of our content is going to be that way. We're not going to, there's no charges or we're not going to go down that road or anything. We're just trying to build a community of people. You won't be spammed. I will never give any of your information away for money so people can use it for selling you stuff, or so you won't be getting, not from me anyway, you won't be getting any boner medicine advertisements in the mail. So, but anyway, if you click like the links, and I have a lot more than I'm adding. I was a little sketchy on whether I should add some of it at first. So I will be adding more tonight, but as you see here, like Department of Defense survival guides, if you click on that, if you go into it, you will see the PDFs actually loading up, and there's several just on that one, and they will load up, and you'll see once they do get completely loaded, you have the option of saving for yourself or printing right from here. I wanted to make sure that all the files that I host like this on the website, you would be able to easily download. And so that's all you got to do with that. I've got an important folder, and again, I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff. I got Agenda 21, the NDAA 2012, the Civilian Inmate Labor Program, internment and resettlement operations, and important U.S. documents is like the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, and a Patriot's History of the U.S. So, and again, it's the same way. You can just come up, you can print it right from here, you can save it to your own hard drive, whatever you choose to do. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a walk around of the news site. There's, I've got different news sources here, and I'll be adding more stuff to that. So it's kind of like a one-stop place. If you wanted to check out what RT is doing, it will load right within the page. So, or same with Pete Santilli, it will load right within this page. So I'm kind of trying to make it a one-stop kind of deal to where you can, easily navigate around and find out the information you're looking for without having to open a bunch of windows. I'm going to be adding some financial information pages under the info here. I actually got that set up on the back end. I just have to add the menu button for it. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on here and talk about the website the whole time. I just wanted to give you an idea or a feel for how that's going and what's going on with it. So it's just simply the watchmannews.com. So bookmark it, if you will. And we will be adding tons and tons of stuff as time goes on. So let me make sure Mike hasn't messaged me. I don't see anything yet. I'm going to go ahead and go in and do suspicious observers news. Sorry, I'm kind of slurring. I guess I ought to mention that too real quick while I'm here. If I seem to sound a little bit different, or I'm slurring my words or slower in speaking, I finally got started on some medication that helps with my anxiety, helps me sleep, but it pretty much zombifies me. So if you hear me slur a little bit, it's the medication I'm on. I should be getting more used to the medication and feeling a little better, and it won't drag me kind of down so slow. Hopefully, the effects of that will lighten up before too long. I can't even hardly wake up in the morning with you anymore, Jen. Okay, let me get the right window up, and we will go ahead and play that. Okay, enjoy Suspicious Observers.
Good morning, folks. 'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through the sky, tiny charged particles began whizzing by. The southern coronal hole stream brought them about. ACE registered the impact and promptly cut out. A moment of panic, then it came back quickly, but since then the SDO's been a bit shifty. Data gone, glitches, black lines and snow. Are we just one CME from losing SDO? Hopefully not, but if we are, I can promise that I can Rumpelstiltskin the GOES SXI, Proba 2, and Gong H Alpha network from the National Solar Observatory into the same kind of gold we're used to. GOES catches every flare in coronal hole. Gong catches every filament and sunspot. Maybe SDO just has the flu and we'll need to wait a few days. FYI, we still have our solar flare monitor in graph form. Still no more M flares as the large sunspot is confined to C-class range only. Delta potential remains a bit, but the barred spiral shape of the distension is perhaps more interesting. The caboose of the powerful northern coronal hole opening is beginning to turn in. We saw a surge in quakes the last day in rare locations. This one is absolutely ridiculous. Took 2 wrong turns to get there. And in the part of the world where everything above 4.0 is noteworthy, we had an event that rivals significance threshold for other areas of the globe. Also had a gamma burst from Virgo, which Hook has probably already mentioned in a comment somewhere. Watch for those echoes of genius in the comment section, by the way. This hand belongs to Dr. Dunning from Caltech. He's down in Texas and was lucky enough to miss the killer tornadoes that hit yet again last night. Flood risk is more widespread and set to continue for days further. As you watch the low, primarily responsible for weather later today, know that we've got more observer hands-on photos in a moment. Wind drive is also creating wild temperature swings, record heat in the east, record cold out west. The UK, still on flood alert, and I cannot even begin to imagine when that will be over. Low after low directing storms over the islands. Down under, the northern rains continue, while New Zealanders sit between cells and probably should be ready for rain as well. It is just 1 month till observing the frontier. The observers will gather in Phoenix for round 2 of what we started in Pittsburgh. Spaceweathernews.com/OTF has all the most up-to-date information, including the speakers, the schedule for the weekend, links to get tickets, etc. And by the way, if you purchase a senior ticket and a 35-year-old you shows up, I'll be publicly shaming you at the podium before we begin. Just kidding. Not really. The ticket links take you to otf.cells.com, which is also where you can get our book, hard copy or electronic. We've got Billy and Tana monitoring the Albany floods, current conditions, and shots of our star to close at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.
And that was Suspicious Observers. And he's got another video that I'm going to queue up. I did hear that Mike is with us. Are you there?
Yeah, you got me?
Yep, got you fine. How you been doing?
Hey, everyone. A couple of people who are watching will continue to watch.
Yeah. He had another update, which I'm working my screens around to be able to get to. Now
Well, yeah, it's okay that I missed the Suspicious Observers. I actually watched it earlier today.
Well, he came out with a second one. I don't know if you've seen that one or not, but there is a second one he did for the day. And wow, I don't have any good things. Let me real quick
Well, some news on my end today. We started on 10 milligrams of morphine sulfate.
Oh my goodness.
Liquid morphine rocks.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Combined with methadone and Ativan.
Yikes.
She is fully sedated and has to be sedated at all times.
Wow, that's not cool.
Yeah, well, when it comes to ALS, it kind of is compared to living with it awake. Honestly, it's at that point where it's the humane thing to the ethical thing. It's just to let her body go and do what it's going to do.
Right. Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, I remember telling you a week or two ago. It's definitely what I got.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Um, yeah, we had a solar flare come our way, or it's coming our way. And I was going to play that video real quick. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way real quick. This is his second video of the day.
Okay, no, I didn't catch it then.
What's that?
No, I didn't catch it then. That's awesome.
Okay. Well, we'll run it now. And it was nice to get that, especially in the middle of the day. When he comes out with something in the middle of the day, it's something you definitely want to take a peek at. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I really do think that, in fact, I have no doubt that we are going to have a crazy chain of events happen that's going to cause our power grid to go out, whether it's an EMP or whether it's, something natural with the sun. Whatever it may be, I'm pretty positive. I feel confident when I say I think it's going to happen. So,
well, yeah, I was finally got around to watching a bunch of videos about it, and it says the magnetosphere is weakened 15% since 1850.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely have a pole shift. We're in the middle of a pole shift, which CMEs in and of themselves really isn't, that they aren't causing it. They could affect it, but we would have to get hit with something much worse than what's coming at us now. We'd have to be hit with an X flare dead on, and it'd have to be a strong X flare.
Yeah.
And then I could see it affecting, but it's definitely not what is causing the pole shift. Then there's a ton of people that have their own theories and all that. I just kind of look at the facts, and I look at physics, and I just start ruling things out until I can't rule something out.
Yeah, and when I was looking through all the information, all the videos, I realized it's not even a cover-up. It's just that it doesn't. The mainstream doesn't really care about that. The audience doesn't care about physics and that kind of subject. So, it's mainstream patients from NASA and Natural Observatory and everything.
Oh yeah. The thing of it is I've listened to everybody, well, as many people's opinions and theories as I could possibly get a hold of. I've looked into it for years and years because it's obviously going on. And if you understand the science behind it and what's going to happen here on Earth, you understand its significance. And to know that we are right on the verge of that shift. I figured it was an important bit of information to be aware of, and a lot of people just don't get it. When that pole shifts, the only thing that's going to matter at that moment in time is that pole shifting. I guarantee you're not going to be worried about your job. You're not going to be worried about whether your neighbor's going to cut his lawn. You're not going to be worried about nothing except if you brought a pair of clean underwear with you, because quite frankly, you're just gonna lose it. I mean,
we already see it in many different parts of the country, and even up to Russia and down into the Middle East. There's just so much in Indonesia. There's so much crazy weather going on.
Yes, and
activity.
Yeah, well, was it Christmas Day that it was right around there, day after Christmas, that Texas got hit by all those tornadoes?
Yeah.
So,
yes, it was.
That's...
Oh, yeah, at one point, if you want to finish up the show at something, Jason A. put out a new video today, and it combines the weather with some new biometric news.
Yeah, I watched that earlier when he came out with it. I seen that. That was a good one. We could...
if we have the time, if you want to scoot it in at some point.
Yeah, we could. I figured I'm going to try and wrap it up about 7. Do you remember how long that show is? Or that episode?
I can get it right now. I have Watchman news.
Normally has...
It's like 14 minutes normally.
Yeah.
This one's 13 minutes and 23 seconds.
Okay, we can sneak it in there. The only real thing that I had in mind that I really wanted to discuss would have been, let me bring it up on my other screen here, not that screen.
The indictment.
Yes. Well, the lack.
Yeah, I know very little about this, so you're gonna have to take the floor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's not like I'm knee deep in it or anything. I remember when it happened, and I was paying attention, and I just thought it was absolutely crazy. I saw the video, and I didn't see any reason why the police needed to quite operate like they did. And I'm going to say that most every time that they kill somebody, because most of the time it didn't have to happen whatsoever the way that they forced it. I'm looking for the story now. I had it up. Hang on. Let me bring up my other page. I've got a second monitor. I just don't have the proper cables yet to be able to get it hooked up. So I have to deal with one monitor, and here we go. That should be on the right screen, I hope. Yep, it is. All right, tragedy, not crime. Grand jury declines to indict officer in fatal shooting of 12-year-old Tamir Rice.
Oh, my God.
The grand jury in Cleveland, Ohio, decided not to indict the policeman who killed 12-year-old Tamir Rice in November 2014. The officer who shot Rice had a mistaken yet reasonable belief he would be shot when Rice pulled the replica gun from his waistband. Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Tim McGinty announced to the press on Monday. The key evidence in the decision was a recently enhanced video recording by a laboratory often used by the FBI showing indisputably that Rice was drawing the toy gun from his waistband as the police approached. McGinty called the shooting a perfect storm of human error, mistakes, and miscommunications, but said that the evidence did not point to criminal misconduct by police. Rice's mother has been informed of the decision, McGinty said in a tough conversation prior to the press conference. Yeah, this is just on RT if you want to check it out and read the rest of it. I really, let me see if I can find that real quick, the video to that. You really don't need enhanced video to see what went on. So here we go. Let me get this in the right screen, and we'll check it out. Okay, this is going to start. This is showing at 7 minutes. Let me see if I can find where the police, because I mean, once the police show up, I mean, they just show up and just take them out like it's. Here we go. So he's sitting here on this bench.
And he has some kind of fake gun in his pocket?
Yeah, he's got a replica. I don't remember if it was a cat gun or a BB gun, but regardless, he's a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know, and again, they don't have to shoot to kill. You know, that's what's ridiculous is how they shoot to kill. But anyway, here comes the police. Tamir is kind of walking towards the squad car, and he's already down. He's already down. So, I mean, he didn't even have, there was no time there, no nothing. The police just rolled up. You know, I'm not saying he did or did not reach for this replica gun. That's not the point. The point is they did not have to he just got out of the car and dropped him. I mean, literally just got out of the car.
Yeah, like what's the point of carrying tasers anymore?
Right. He did not whatsoever, you know, he just, boom, got out. I mean, I will never be able to understand what the heck they are doing. I just won't. I will never be able to grasp it.
A whole half of it is not just to the individual, but it's a message to the community, kind of like in prison by being sold up. It's the same. It's a hive mind. It's to affect that. To show the dominance.
Right.
Same thing with shows like Cops.
And it's just gotten though to the point to where it's just ridiculous. And the excuses, now they're using another excuse. What is it? Now it's not I feared for my life. Now it's something else that they're using. And they don't realize that they are what the history books talk about. You know, when you read about the SS of the Nazis and stuff like that.
This is Gestapo right here.
Our police are performing that role, and they don't even see it. They don't even realize it. I mean, it's...
Well, that's the thing. We as I really don't... I hope I'm not speaking for... hope it's not false, but I really don't think that we as a people can really do too much to change it without... I should just say without the help of the good ones on the inside. You know, if we can't just be the people trying to expose this, and then the good cops have to lay there and and cower because they could lose their job. That's where we really need to focus on, is giving the security to those who want to be able to talk out, so they're not going to lose their job and their pension.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight. I mean,
that's probably the biggest. That's the other half, but I really think that's what keeps it in the vicious circle, so you can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean,
to those who want to be able to talk out, so they're not going to lose their job and their pension.
And it's going to be a tough fight.
That's probably
wow, I thought I paused that. Hang on.
I thought I heard people talking.
Yeah, you heard us
coming from.
You heard us talking.
No, I mean other people.
I do have one or two people around the house.
Okay.
I have poltergeists.
Well then.
You should just let her thought she was hearing things. It would have been fun. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, even people on the inside, if they wanted to help, there's not a whole lot they can do. They're really limited because, for one, everybody's been so compartmentalized. It's unreal. Even us as citizens have been decompartmentalized. That's why they divide us so much in so many different ways. They divide us over such stupid things, and it's so that we don't work together. That's the whole idea behind it. But instances like this, I mean, what can you say to that? That okay, fine, the cop feared for his life. There are people that fear for their life every day when they get up. It's a bogus excuse. If you're a police officer and you have that much of fear daily on your shoulders, you might want to look for a different profession. That's obviously not the profession for you.
Exactly.
It just kind of makes them think that, gives them an excuse.
Well, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
There's some suit and ties that are sitting somewhere behind a desk long ago that said, hey, when we start implementing this, when we start doing this, these are the reasons we're going to use to excuse, these police officers. Because, right now they're all, for the most part, defending one another and standing behind one another. Soon enough, you're going to see that change. More and more things are happening, and these police are just walking free without any recourse whatsoever. And what's
the best measure we can do besides exposing it and trying to promote the good ones?
The best thing that we can do as a people is and I'm actually going to use a little profanity, and I've never really done that on the show, but get off our asses and show up at the state capitol. If we got people, and I mean thousands, tens of thousands of people, to get up and go to their state capitol on some Saturday afternoon, we would at least get people's attention. You know, the Occupy Wall Street got plenty of attention. That movement got tons of attention. Not all good, you know, it wasn't all good attention, but either way, they got attention.
Yeah.
You know, and the only reason why they got attention is because of their persistence. They just didn't show up one day and say, well, I'm going to carry a sign around for a few hours till my feet start to hurt and my arms get tired, and then I'm going to go home. They didn't do that. They brought a tent. They pitched it in the local park where they were protesting at, and they stayed.
Yeah.
Some of those encampments were there several months. And there were still people, you know, there were still people you would see and you'd think, hey, what do you think about that Occupy Wall Street? They were clueless, didn't know. Yet there were encampments in every major city all the way across the country. So it is going to take tens of thousands of people in order to do anything. You know, it's called the Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, we know how the people are. It's a mass herd. It's very hard to view that opinion, that mass opinion. Everyone instantly wants to just discredit it and just not even care about it. Unless it's affecting you personally, they can just put it off. And like you said, Stockholm Syndrome also kind of mixed with the bystander effect. They think, oh, other people can do that. You know, I don't need to get personally involved.
Oh, yeah. No, you know, like I was talking earlier about myself, the medications and stuff surely doesn't help. I mean, they're actually designed for this. I mean, it's sad, you know. We need to stop distancing ourselves from all the things going on. And instead, we need to replace that with getting close and getting intimate. You know, think about if Tamir Rice was your 12-year-old son. That's exactly. That's how we need to start.
You need to put it in your own shoes. You need to put it in your own heart and see what it was like.
Yep.
I mean, it stems definitely from a lack of empathy.
Now, the Bible says that we are supposed to be a witness, and we're not a very good witnesses if we keep ignoring it and trying to pass it off as being somebody else's problem.
Yeah, and to add a quote, what is it? The only thing evil needs to succeed is for good men to do nothing.
Yep, Albert Einstein, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, you want to go? You want to finish up with Jason A?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me.
This beginning will really it really shows you where we're going as technologically speaking, and then halfway through the video towards the end, it really shows you more about the effects on the Earth right now and its weather and its climate, and not that it's going one way; it's just in complete chaos and imbalance right now.
Oops. Yep, we'll play that, and then we'll come back to say good night, and we'll go from there. So here you go.
All right.
Jason A. Are you ready? Everything will change in 2016.
So many people rushing to the stores today. The ATMs of America will be humming with activity, dispensing cash for last-minute gifts. But this morning, we're getting a glimpse of what could be the future new technology that would render your ATM card a relic. ABC's Gio Benitez is here with more. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Lara. You really won't believe your eyes. Or maybe I should say, you won't believe what your eyes can do. And that's because your cornea may become your next debit card.
Agent confirmed.
It's like a scene out of Mission Impossible. But biometrics are no longer the future. They're here. Citibank giving GMA an exclusive look inside at Citi Innovation Lab, where they are in the early stages of testing this high-tech ATM that uses your eyes, not a card, to verify your identity.
Let's say you wanted $60, and you'd say, okay.
And when you arrive at the ATM,
just identify yourself, get your money. There's no more card, there's no more PIN, no more paper receipt.
When it comes to cardless ATMs, Bank of America says it is also testing them, and JP Morgan says it already plans to roll some out in late 2016.
Use your fingerprint and enter your PIN.
The iris scan. It is the second most reliable marker in your body behind the DNA.
Again, this technology is not out yet. It's still being tested. Citibank says it's important they get it right before it launches. In fact, they don't even know yet when it's going to be released, but I kind of want it now.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's an unbelievable bit of technology.
Yeah.
Gio, thank you so much.
When you go to the doctor's office, you may be asked to place your hand over a strange-looking device. It's called a palm scanner.
It looks like something out of a futuristic movie, but it is the real deal. It begins with its scanning your palm to create a unique identification code linked to your medical records.
Jobah, the closest battleground to Damascus.
What you're about to see is a testament to the brutality and ferocity of the Syrian civil war. Every house, every street, every block.
Cut or not, rebels say they won't give up their only foothold in the capital, especially considering that the fate of Damascus may well be decided in this scarred ruins.
Scale.
A rare sight in the sky.
A full moon hasn't appeared on Christmas Day since 1977.
The next time we're going to see it is 2034.
Full moon will light up the sky on Christmas Day for the first time in 38 years, but it's not the only celestial event happening this holiday season.
The second celestial event of the season will arrive just before that in the form of a giant asteroid about 2 kilometers long that will zoom past Earth on Christmas Eve.
We begin with a Christmas turned deadly by the kind of storms we don't usually see until spring. Dozens of tornadoes tore through the South and Midwest, including the first ever recorded in Michigan in December.
One of the ingredients fueling those twisters is these record-shattering temperatures across much of the eastern half of the country, where it looked more like spring today than late December.
But the temperatures are out of whack. They will be in the 50s and 60s today from the Midwest to the Northeast.
I can't believe we're talking about the 70s on Christmas morning right now. I'm not wearing any hat, any gloves. The temperature's right now about 50 degrees here at Central Park. And you could almost call it an extended heat wave for the winter, having many people here in the Northeast pleasantly surprised. Nowhere is this tale of two climates more obvious than the ski slopes. This Connecticut resort can't even keep the fake snow from melting. While in Colorado, the real snow just keeps coming. Skiers there are enjoying being on the edge of a much larger cold weather band, stretching from Park City up to Spokane.
Emergency declarations are in place this morning in 3 southern states rocked by violent weather. A massive storm system across the southeast and Midwest spawned at least 34 tornadoes.
Devastated everybody because never in history this town ever seen this.
Dangerous weather is taking aim at the U.S. this holiday weekend as storms batter the south. A dramatic wildfire is forcing evacuations in the west.
Oh my God, we are driving through fire.
A holiday nightmare greeted drivers in Southern California Christmas night.
We can't see anything.
Oh my God.
This is scary. This is like it's gonna jump the freeway.
Then it did, forcing many people to either turn back or drive into the thick smoke.
Crazy, huh?
Over and over, drivers passed flames right at the roadway's edge. Fire officials saying powerful Santa Ana winds gusting 45 miles an hour carried embers over the highway, pushing it across what should have been a natural barrier. The State Highway Patrol shut down parts of the 101 and the nearby Pacific Coast Highway. County officials immediately put the Solomar Beach community under mandatory evacuation and surrounding areas on voluntary status.
Extreme heat is fueling an epidemic of wildfires in Australia. As Jonathan Bigliotti reports, nearly every part of that country is affected.
Australian officials say lightning combined with dry conditions and strong winds sparked more than 300 separate wildfires in the state of Victoria on Saturday.
Park County now, dead fish are washing ashore and no one really knows why. News 6 reporter Kirsten O'Connor has more on what researchers are doing to figure out what is killing these fish.
It's not what you'd expect to find on the shoreline of Satellite Beach. A lot of beachgoers today expected to find seashells are stepping over hundreds of dead fish. We checked with Florida Fish and Wildlife. Their fish kill hotline coordinator says this is still a mystery.
Dozens of birds have been found dead at a Perth train station, believed deliberately poisoned. The discovery triggered a chemical emergency, but just who's responsible is a mystery.
Burswood train station in lockdown following the mystery death of dozens of pigeons.
FAU plans to fire a professor widely known for his conspiracy theories. School officials say he took things a little too far, accusing parents of Sandy Hook victims of lying about their children's death.
The university still hasn't given an official reason as to why they're trying to terminate James Tracy's position, but the professor has been tied to some controversial comments following 2013's Sandy Hook massacre. Now, the communications professor manages a blog entitled Memory Hole, which is conspiracy theorists in nature. In it, he suggests several recent mass shootings, including Sandy Hook, were staged.
Riviera Beach is now the only city where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and President Barack Obama Highway intersect. Today, Mayor Masters installed brand new signs renaming Old Dixie Highway in honor of President Obama.
We are gathered here to celebrate the spirit of humanity and the dawn of a new American era. In a season when many commemorate the birth of Christ, we commemorate our own Genesis, the enlightenment of all humanity, a revelation of our nature as written in the annals of history, a gift from Lucifer, the light bringer, the morning star, and the rebel.
Christians are targets in the Mideast,
But President Obama will not give Christian refugees priority in coming to America. It is a system that keeps Christians out. Here's how it works. Those Syrian refugees, who we are supposedly vetting thoroughly, come from camps run by the United Nations. The UN system, accepted by Mr. Obama, effectively locks Christians out. This is appalling.
ده موجودين في العراق في أربيل. رجعنا تاني علشان نصور مع مريم. كل أطفال النازحين اللي خرجوا من مناطق مختلفة من العراق. ازيك يا مريم؟
الحمد لله. انت ازيك؟
أنا كويس. أنا لسه وصلت امبارح ومبسوط إن أنا أشوفك قوي.
وانا كمان.
قوي قوي قوي.
قوي قوي.
الأول فين ساندرا؟ أنا عارف إنها معاكي في السفر. أنتوا جنب بعض، ما خدتش بالي. ازيك يا ساندرا؟ ازيك؟ ما خدتش بالي خالص. ازيك؟ مش معقول ما خدتش بالي. يمكن عشان في العراق فمش باخد بالي في مصر بس. الحاجه الثالثه، مريم كان نفسها ان صوتها يوصل للعالم كله، ونشكر ربنا ان احنا عرفنا نوصل صوت مريم بساندرا ونوصل صوتهم هما الاثنين للعالم كله. صديق اسمه سام ايفنز، سام بيقول ايه السر بان انت قدرتي يا مريم انك تكوني قويه في مواجهه كل الشرور بالرغم من اللي عمله معاكي العدو؟
قاومت الشرور بالرب يسوع.
واحدة صديقتنا اسمها ميجان بتسأل مريم وعايزة تعرف ايه نصيحتك لأي حد بيعاني من الاضطهاد في أماكن مختلفة في العالم يا مريم؟
نصيحتي أني أقول له إنه ما يتزعزع إيمانه. هذا اللي أريد، يعني هذا اللي أقول إنه هذا الأصح، ما يتزعزع إيمانه، لأن إذا ما تزعزع إيمانه راح يصير مؤمن بالله، وإذا آمن بالله راح تصير عنده المحبة والقوة إنه يواجه هذه الألم. صلوا للرب يسوع لأنه هو كل شيء، يعني كل شيء بالحياة، هو اللي معيشهم وهو اللي ساترهم بهذول الأيام الصعبة اللي نعيشها.
Another very well done video by Jason A. Sheds light, huh?
Very crazy.
Yes, it is. Wow, those young girls really did have some interesting things to say. And wow, if we all still had that faith, wow. But apparently, from what I can tell from looking at history, every time that people get to a comfortable spot in life, they often forget, you know, who has the real power, who's in control, and it makes it seem a little harder every time, I think, to get back to where you're supposed to be. But so what she said was very, very well said and very to the point.
Yeah, she spoke very well.
And she what?
I said, and yeah, she spoke very well.
Yes, yes. Well, that was a pretty good way, I think, to to wrap up the show. Do you have anything else, Michael?
No, that'll be it. Hope to have another one tomorrow. Are we on schedule?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Then everyone just keep their head up. And as they say, suspicious observers. What is his name? Ben?
Ben.
Yeah. Eyes open and no fear. I love how he says that. It's so true.
Yep. Yep. I think I'll somewhat repeat what one of the young girls said. You know, make sure your faith is unshaken. So, got anything to add, Jen?
No.
I think she's ready for jammies in bed.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you all tomorrow night. Check out the website, register if you haven't, and you all have a good night.